Today, you're going to learn some great tips to help you excel in your interview and land the job you want. Hi everyone, my name is Wallace and welcome to Wallace TV, where you can improve your life through creative advice. And today I just want to share with you some great tips that have not only helped me get a job, but land me the best jobs in my career so far. So the first thing I want to share with you about getting an interview is primarily around what you should do. You should research yourself. Not only research who you are, but primarily you should take the time to focus on 2 to 3 key stories in your career that you can divert back to depending upon the questions asked to you, that will show not only your skill set, but also where you are coming from. Always having those stories of how you worked with different companies and how you helped to improve those companies based upon your previous career experience will be great tools for you to come back to whenever you're asked key questions. For example, when the interviewer may say, "Tell me about yourself." When you are sharing your stories, make sure in your stories you're matching the achievements that you have in your stories to the job that you are actually going for. So as a UX designer, we are actually looking at things like wireframing, prototyping, user research skills. You need to make sure that you tell the stories that match the skills to help you land the job that you want. Also, before you even get into the interview, make sure you research the position. In every job description, they always highlight the skills that they may want to focus on the most. Make sure you research the position. Take the time to read the job description. Generally in job descriptions, interviewers or potential hiring managers will focus on certain skills that they may want you to pay attention to. So as a UX designer, they'll highlight things like research skills or prototyping ability or your ability to create good wireframes. Pay attention to those skills, and also in your stories, try to find where you can match what was labeled in the job description to the stories and the skills you gained in your past experience. You want to make sure you also interview the employer. So whether you're working for an agency or a startup or some company within a certain industry, interview the employer and understand as much as you can about that business. Where have they come from? How long have they been in business? What are the things that they focus on in that business as well? Because the more you actually understand about the person potentially employing you, the better you will be and the better skills you will have in your arsenal to communicate with that potential hiring manager. You also want to research the industry. So for example, when I was going for a certain role within British Airways, they basically wanted us to not only develop the new app or design a new app for British Airways, but I also had to have a very good understanding of the travel industry. As a result, I took time out 2 to 3 days beforehand to not only research the travel industry, but research what companies like Delta and EasyJet and many other companies were doing with their digital platforms, and also in the wider context of the business, so that I really had a great understanding of the travel industry, and it gave me more confidence when I stepped into the interview as well. And as a UX designer, when it comes on to developing your portfolio, you want to make sure that you share your process. Not only do you want to share a final example of a beautiful screen, a beautiful design, but you want to make it very clear to that hiring manager of the process and the steps you took to get to that end result. Make sure you format it in a way that it tells a story. What was the beginning? What was the middle? What was the end? And while you tell your story, highlight not only the challenges you overcame, but at the end of your story, you want to highlight the results to the business. Focus on how it actually helped the business. How did it help them increase revenue? How did it increase engagement? Did it increase pleasurability to the user at the end? When you share your process and then you highlight how it helped the business, it flags up to that hiring manager. Not only are you confident in explaining your process, but you're also aware of how it can actually help the business at the end. During the interview, you always want to take time out as well to have some questions ready for the person who's interviewing you. What's it like to work here? Let me know what it's like in a day in the life of a designer. What is the team that I could potentially be working with? What are your expectations of somebody that you're looking for within this role? Having key questions ready for the interviewer lets them feel like you are prepared for the role, that you're ready to take on board any challenges that may be coming about if you potentially get the role. And it shows a lot of preparation, which is key to making somebody remember you after you have left their presence as well. Knowing when to be quiet is a valuable skill in your interview. The reason why is because many people want to be heard as well as listened to. So when you are listening to somebody who is interviewing you, make sure you're taking it in and then use what they're saying in conversation with them. That shows that you're paying attention, and I'm going to show you how that is valuable when you have left the interview as well. So pay attention, all right? Remember in your interview that first impressions count. It's said that in the first 7 seconds, people can tell whether or not they may even want to employ you sometimes. So making sure you're dressed well, and also as you go into the interview, make sure you have good eye contact. Not only that, you want to make sure you shake their hand and be very confident in the way that you're doing it as well. Confidence is so key. People can pick up on confidence, and they can also know when you're not confident. So somebody that may be shaking their hand very softly and looking down is a sign of someone who's not confident. And it doesn't really flag to them that you are confident about your skills, even if you start to describe it, or if you're somebody with a wide range of experience. Being somebody who's positive can be picked up very easily within the interview. Somebody that's optimistic is very good to be around, okay? But also somebody that's overbearing and pessimistic is someone that people don't really want to be around. So try to be as positive and as welcoming and as friendly as possible in your interview style as well. But what about if you are having a Skype interview? Now, it's over the phone, it's over the camera. How do you go about conducting yourself in that context? Well, the key thing I would say is, number one, you need to watch what you're wearing. You know, you don't want anything too bright, too zanzy, too colorful, because it could become distracting. You want to wear simple colors that show professionalism, that are not distracting. Also, in your Skype interviews, watch the background. What is behind you? Because also paying attention to that is very distracting for somebody on the camera as well. Another thing you want to do is you want to watch your lighting. You want to make sure that you're in a well-lit room, hopefully somewhere near a window, because the natural light is very beneficial to you. And you also want to make sure before the interview that you check your equipment, check your internet connection. Also check your computer, maybe restart it before the interview as well. Make sure everything is working and that you're ready for the interview as well. Towards your end of your interview, you want to establish your next steps. So you may ask them when everything is over, so what are the next steps? Or what things should I expect? Or when will you be contacting me next? Asking and establishing these next steps flags up in the person's mind, okay, so they actually are expecting to hear back from me. That it also leaves them with a good impression as well. And try to leave the employer with some reasons why you are right for the job. Let them know, you know, I really think I'm the right person for this job because with my experience of wireframing and prototyping, and also with my strong usability testing, with what you're looking for, I definitely think I can really bring value to your company. Saying something like that before you leave that employer does actually leave an impression on their mind as well. And within 24 to 48 hours, you want to make sure you send a thank you email. But not only a thank you email, try to reference something that they may have mentioned in the interview. Did they mention a football team that they liked, or something maybe a bit more personal, or something jokey, whatever it may have been that could have stood out, that shows that you were paying attention. Try to email them back and even message something pleasurable in the interview, in the email as well, within 24 to 48 hours, just so that you can be somebody to remember for that person as well. Now I want to get a friend of mine in, and she's a hiring manager, and I want to get some tips from her as well. Hi everyone, I'm glad that you're here, and I'm here with a hiring manager. Her name is Rose Donaldson. She's been a hiring manager for over 20 years, and she can share with us even more interview tips to really help us along the way. So Rose, can you tell me some key things that people should pay attention to when they are in their interviews?
Yeah. Definitely the way we're talking, eye to eye, sort of like relating back. You're listening, you're nodding, you're making reference to the fact that I'm saying something you understand, you comprehend that. The flow is going really well. And I think really truly the flow is really important because, like you said, if it gets too long-winded or disjointed, people kind of don't, end up sort of giving up a little bit, and you see them like start to shift their eyes, and then you've missed the point or you've gone on too long.
I see. So what are some of the worst things that you've seen over the years in some of the interviews that you've conducted?
Some of the worst things. Literally what I'm doing now when they've just gone and it's gone on for so long that someone gets embarrassed.
Okay.
So just be prepared. Okay. Know your thing. If you can't think of something at that time, just say, look, you know what? I can't really think of anything right now, but I will come back to that. Is it okay if we come back to that? It's okay to do that. As long as it's nothing too technical. If it's too technical and you don't know the answer, it's obvious you don't know.
So it's good to be honest and just be plain.
That's
and then
right.
just keep it moving.
That's it.
Okay.
So I think also body language is important, being happy in yourself and relaxed and not too tense. I don't want to see anyone gripping too hard on their hands or start sweating, but it happens, and even so, I had one lady who did exactly that just 2 days ago, and I literally just gave her, do you know what? we're going to take 2 minutes to just step out and come back in again, because I wanted her to get through the interview. And I really felt that she had some good...
She's very nervous?
Yeah, she was very nervous. She had very good points, but she just got too nervous, and I'd rather that she kind of relaxed and came back into it. But that won't happen on every interview. Yeah. It's only because I truly did believe that she had a, she was a good candidate.
So definitely good eye contact, know your stuff, firm handshake.
No people's names.
No people's names, oh wow,
yeah.
Okay.
Find the pronunciation, work on that, know people's names. It's so important.
Yeah. So it's best for somebody to, let's say they're not able to access that information, be proactive and say, can you let me know the names of the people that I'm interviewing? Yeah. Who should I be contacting?
Normally, you'd find that they should give you the name of the person you're going to interview.
Yeah, they should, yeah.
It's only such if you come into a room and then suddenly they've got a group one, and even then they're supposed to prepare you for that.
Okay.
To say we're having a group interview, there'll be 4 or 5 of us.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, definitely know people's names, relate it back to them, call them by their name, smile, be relaxed, that all the characteristics of a person can come out a lot, like you said, when they're confident.
Excellent. Please look me up and follow me on social media. The links are in the description below. And just remember, subscribe and share this with all your friends. And don't only forget, thank you for watching Wallace TV, where you can improve your life through creative advice. Take care and have a great day. And if you've liked this video today, don't forget to download my free 25-point UX design checklist. It's really great. It's a checklist that will allow you to go through some of the key things that we may forget as UX designers. And even if you are a seasoned professional, it's helpful. And if you're a beginner, then it's definitely helpful for you. So download it for free, and definitely go on my Facebook and just contact me and let me know what you think about it going forward. Take care. Today, I'm going to share some interview tips to help you get a job. Today, you're going to learn some great tips. Look, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because what you're trying to say is that you're matching the skills of how you got
in your previous story. Yeah. No, it's interview tips. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah. So, you need to make sure in your stories that you match the skills